We are live. Welcome back, everyone, to the land of dreams and nightmares. Thank you as well for your patience. We had a slight delay at the beginning, but we are all here now. With me, as always, are the fine players. Could you guys introduce yourselves real quick?
Hey everybody, my name is Dennis, and I play Lykarr, the level 6 Storm Sorcerer.
You're level 7.
I'm level 7. Oh,
Mhm.
well, shows you what I know.
The party is on the level 6-7 cusp, a crucial moment in all adventurers'
I
journeys.
switched over from the paper sheet because it had so much crisscross outs and scratch outs, and I'm trying with the digital version. I guess I didn't update my level.
You were half a milestone away, as I recall, and so I'm pretty sure you leveled. I'm sorry. My name's Warsor, and I play Captain Noxiqual, the 6th level hexblade Warlock pirate. That's pretty much all you need to know. He's human.
And as before, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Kivish, the recently level 7 Circle of Dwarf Druid.
And I am Esper, your DM, as always. Last time that we played, the party ventured out farther into the swamps of Densmorris. They are searching for some lost dwarves. I hope I'm showing the right screen there. Am I showing a map? Okay, good. For a second, I thought I was showing monster stats. So the party traveled farther east into the swamplands. They came across a drunken dwarf hiding up here on the hillside. And he said that he had been with Orgrim Halfgray's party. They were beset upon by an attack of trolls and lizard men. The fight was chaos. Orgrim and as well his lead warrior Chamgur were wounded. They were taken captive. They were bound and they were led off by the lizard folk as well as one of the trolls. And no ordinary troll at that. These necromantically infused trolls that seep with some nasty black necrosis. The other two necro trolls stayed behind. This dwarven Craven was hiding and probably pissing himself up there for some time.
Pretty sure he was sober, not drunk.
He was drunken. He was reaching the end and he was begging for ale or wine from you.
Gotcha.
Your party, happened by some days later, where you found one of those trolls eating a lizard folk, and as this drunken fellow explained to you, there had been a sort of a lizard folk scouting party, and now things are starting to make sense to you that there are not one but two lizard folk factions out here in these swamplands. There are the green scales with whom Clan Halfgrey are allied, and they are beginning to set up a settlement here at Adders Tor. There is a different clan, the long-standing enemy of the green scales, the Hydra. And so...
El Hydra.
El Hydra. So it was the Hydras that are allied with these trolls that have attacked, that have overtaken Adders Tor, and the green scale lizard folk are, as far as you know, they're scattered, slain. You found a couple that were imprisoned up in the incomplete captain's quarters at the top of Adders Tor. One of them, in fact, is being flayed alive. So you're not quite sure yet where Orgrim is, nor Chamgur. It was Kivish and Lykarr under the cloak of invisibility, under the invisibility spell, that explored the lizard folk settlement, the walkways over the bog, the stairs, the hillside construction site, and you found no sign of these captive dwarves. You then decided to assault Adders Tor. You attacked the watchtower first, but a number of the lizard folk rallied and set up a defensive stance within the settlement itself. You defeated a lizard folk hunter and a few standard warriors in the watchtower, and that's exactly where we left off.
I'll do it at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
But
So you have these slain lizard folk at your feet. You've successfully stormed the guard tower. The warriors in the settlement are, they're kind of hunkering back behind some cover. They're a little ways away. I think Noxiqual blasted one of them a couple of times with Eldritch Blast. So one of them is wounded. But we're still right in the middle of this unfolding situation.
Well, as I recall, I had just killed the ranger, and he had gassed his last curse at me. I said, I didn't give you permission to die yet. And then I reached out for his soul and ripped it out of his body from his face, and created a specter, which is an ability that I have once per day when I kill if I killed the humanoid, which I did on this guy.
The hexblade now has a spectral servant, at least for a time.
So the specter of this lizard folk now is forced to serve me.
This faintly glowing, misty, white and violet luminescence, and it wafts back and forth in the air. Let me rest, master. Let me rest. Do not.
You will serve me until the time for you to die again has come.
Do not make me strike my own brethren.
You will kill who I tell you to kill. Come. I motion him to follow me as we head downstairs to meet up with Lykarr.
The spirit begs you for mercy, but is helpless but to heed your beckon. He follows you.
Lykarr, you were down on the first level, as I recall?
Yeah, I kept waiting for the
the attack.
The attack. Yeah, that never came.
Sorry, buddy.
That's all right.
But we're going to get into it right now.
Lykarr, you were on the ground floor. You were actually outside there at the edge of the guard tower. You were keeping a watch, and you saw a total of what you counted 6 lizard folk warriors on the walkways. They have these kind of giant alligator snapping turtle shells for shields with spiky bits on them. They have these war clubs. They have javelins. There's 4 additional lizard folk which are in the water. They have blowguns. You also notice there's 2 crocodiles swimming around there, and the crocodiles do seem to be, we'll say, friendly with these lizard folk. Now, beyond the settlement, beyond these walkways and platforms and stilts and shacks, there are these great stair cut into the rocky hillside of the Tor, leading up to this big, the wide landing. And up there's a barracks, and there's an incomplete commander's quarters. And up there, you and Kivish had seen, let's see, there were 16 you counted warriors total. There was also sort of a commander. He seemed to be in charge at least, and he had a troll, a standard troll, not one of these necrosis mutated ones. Lykarr, you haven't seen anyone coming down the stairs yet, but you do see them mustering up there. The guards in the guard tower, they blew the horn. So you all are starting to hear some chatter and some shouts coming from the greater area here.
Well, I meet up with Lykarr and I say, what's the situation?
Yep, I'll relay basically in a nutshell everything that you just said, that they're just basically holding a defensive posture at the moment, and
excellent.
They haven't advanced on us yet.
Good. That gives us time to enact a plan of mine. And I motion to the specter who is like beside me, and I say,
Hmm.
I plan to send this one under the water of the swamp to deal with the ones that are in the water. We can deal with the ones that we can see up on the land.
Okay.
Any
Lykarr,
suggestions?
what do you think of this this specter that he has created out of the slain foe?
Well, Lykarr he's very familiar with magic and the ways of magic, and even though it's like a form of necromancy, Lykarr just sees it as basically another outlet of magic.
Mm-hmm. Lykarr has a fairly neutral approach to it, perhaps a little bit of influence from your family and its ties to the Silver Citadel, which does include all schools of magic. Kivish, what does Kivish think?
Oh, well, just looking around, and immediately he's going to probably be wondering how long it's going to take for, more of them to break in the door like we did. And in a defensive mindset, is probably going to want to start, seeing what can be used to barricade that door so that if we go up the top of the tower, we can,
We're not barricading that door. I'm sorry, but we can't stay. We can't stay in this tower. It's a death trap if we do. The arrow slits only face forward, not backward, and we need to be mobile if we need to retreat. If we get stuck in this tower, it'll be our death.
So now, out of character, is there? You said there's a roof. Does that mean there are no windows larger than embrasures?
There's not a roof top. There are arrow slits, which for you being inside of it is pretty advantageous for you.
Right.
There's a single front door in the uppermost floor, the third floor. There are 2 windows that can be opened such that one could go out of them. You also see there are rope ladders that are we'll say affixed. Yeah, there's like these metal rungs and they're affixed on the inside of the tower. So if one was an emergency, you could, throw open the shutters and unfurl the ropes.
I see. Because my thinking was that, potentially, if we're going to have to be fighting what seems like a, almost impossibly large to fight as 3 of us number of lizard folk and trolls, that it might behoove us to try and defend this tower against them and then escape out the top if need be. But I don't know.
No, there's no top to escape out.
Well, there's that window like you mentioned.
Is there a window?
Yeah, with the affixed ladders that could drop out if need be.
Okay. Well, the way I look at it is the tower's a death trap.
Well, it could be that too. So yeah.
I'm thinking we have way more ranged attacks than they seem to. So
true.
That's our advantage here.
That's true. And it might make more sense to, once we clear it, just abandon it and go for the actual tour itself.
Here's what Captain Noxiqual is going to suggest just to keep things rolling forward. I want to send my Spectre into the water, the murky water that hopefully blocks sunlight, and have him swim under the water to where the blowgunners are and focus on the blowgunners. The crocodiles will, if they, hopefully they don't naturally incline to attack an undead, but if they do, then he'll defend himself. Let him do his thing. As soon as they start freaking out, there's something in the water, there's something killing us in the water, that's when we should hit them on the bridge with our ranged attacks from 120 feet to 90 feet away, just blast them from the tower that we're at. They will either back up, is my guess. That's what I would do, or they will charge us. If they charge us, then we use the bridge. How big is the bridge? How many could fit on the bridge? 2, 4?
There are a number of walkways. They are not terribly wide. Feasibly, 2 people can pass shoulder to shoulder or stand shoulder to shoulder.
So if we blocked one of these walkways,
there are some larger platforms, especially where there's clusters of mini huts. There'll be a larger, wider platform. So it's going to vary, but you did see a number of specific kind of catwalk things over the bog water it's fairly narrow, maybe 8 feet wide, 7 feet, something to that effect.
Well, they're going to want to stay out of the water, ideally, so we just shoot them on the walkways. If they come towards us, I'll stand in front, and I will fight them with my sword. Otherwise, we just keep blasting them as they run away, and we'll advance across the walkway once they have cleared it, and once we have cleared the water of enemies with blowguns.
Mm.
So it may take a little time, but I think that's with as few people that we have, our best chances to whittle their numbers with guerrilla tactics.
Or possibly even like go out into the forest and come back, and try and find our way around and hit from multiple different points.
Well, let's see what we can do here. If we wipe out their initial force, then we can just cross.
Right. Right. And either way,
what kind of range does Kivish have on his spells?
So he's got some pretty interesting, shiny new ones now, like Wall of Fire, and he can up his Erupting Earth. So he can. Let's see, I forget. Those are like. He doesn't have anything too incredibly long range. He's got some 60-foot things.
Do you have a cantrip that's 90 feet, 120 feet?
I don't think so. Being a druid, I think the druid spells are mostly all shorter range than that. Like Produce Flame and Poison Spray, which is really short. Produce Flame is 3.
Okay. Well, how do you want to contribute? Do you have a ranged attack?
Yeah, a bow.
Okay, let's do that then. All right. So I order the Spectre to dive into the water, and he will be tasked with killing first any lizard men in the water, and then any crocodiles that are working with the lizard men, I tell him. Then, if there are no enemies left in the area between us and the end of the walkway, he'll return to me so that I can give him more orders.
Excellent.
So now, do we think we've cleared this tower of combatants?
You do.
Yes.
The tower, as other sections of Adders Tor, is not entirely finished. Now, the tower, the stones are all set, but in terms of furnishings, it's a bit Spartan in there. They've got some, they've got the basic tables, chairs, a weapons rack. They've got some of the basics. They got the horn up there, but there's room to add a lot more to the guard tower.
All right, and this is all stuff we found by actually going up there and looking.
Okay, so the guard tower is where you all are right now. It's like the watchtower at the beginning before you get into the stilted bog settlement. Then there's the stairs, and then it goes up to the landing. The actual still under construction, the walls are still being built, is that commander's station.
I see. All right, and we have actually, you said by now we've checked out the upper 2 floors of the guard tower.
Sure. Well, you fought in all the floors.
I went all the way to the top when I was killing them.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Right. Noxiqual was fighting the ranger all the way up on the top floor. That's where the escape windows are.
I thought we still had one
the stairs trying to get out.
Right.
So you bid your Spectre to go slay his former lizard folk kin in the bog.
Underwater. Yep.
Why do you make me? And by some ghostly force, he's ripped free from his resistance.
I imagine I just kind of my hand glows, and then the handprint on his face glows, and he's compelled to do what I tell him. So.
And he flies through the wall. What is the specific?
So you need to know
sunlight thing. Does it hurt him? What happens with sunlight?
It gives him disadvantage.
Okay, he's a sensitivity to sunlight.
Yes, he is sensitive to sunlight.
Yes. So he flies through the wall.
50-foot flight speed with hover, just so you know how that all goes.
Okay, like a breeze, he's gone.
I move to the outside where Lykarr is, like on the edge of the tower, so I can get a good line of sight. And I look for the guy that
Okay.
hurt me.
So I think you all were talking inside the tower. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so you're exiting, and you're going to take a look at, you're going to take a peek at what's going on out there.
Yep.
Okay. One thing you immediately notice is that the contingent of the warriors up on the landing, they are all marching down the stairs.
Cool. Excellent. We're gonna pinch them on the walkways then.
Yeah.
Then there are shouts from the lizard folk in the water. Screams, shrieks, battle cries. Who is it that speaks their tongue in your party? Is it Lykarr?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So they're shouting, you know, ghosts. Ah, they're freaking out. They see one of their slain kinsmen back as this, you know, a spectral undead.
And he's very deadly. He has a +9 to hit for 3d6 necrotic. That'll drain their max hit points too.
That is significant.
Yes.
All right, so are you all waiting for this, for the Spectre thing to play out, or are you all attacking now?
As soon as the chaos in the water begins, that's when I think we should start.
Okay, so we have our initiative already. I'm going to stick with that. I just need to roll in 2 more combatants here. Okay. All right, and 1 other.
Would you like me to control my Spectre on my turn, or I think he actually gets a different initiative?
Okay, would you roll for him, and then you'll be controlling him.
All right, I have his initiative when you're ready.
Oh my, 1 more guy. Where is he at? Okay, what's his initiative?
4.
Say it again.
4.
4? Okay.
Yep. He'll be at the bottom of the round, probably. Which I don't mind, honestly.
All right. Okay. Lykarr, you were able to react first here. You were just in the ground floor of this tower. You're close to the exit door. You pretty much know the setup. Nox is seeing that the contingent of warriors and their leader and the troll, they're coming down those stairs. What do you do?
Okay, what is the distance currently from us to that group?
The group on the stair coming down the hillside?
Yeah.
16 of them, right?
Okay. So if you pop out of the tower there.
What's the range on that spell?
Close to 400 feet away from you.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't have anything.
You're looking, by the edge of the tower, and beyond, you've got these walkways leading out to this, bog shacks and the platforms. Then past that, there's the stairs going up the hillside. So they're going to range. Maybe the closest guy is about 350 feet away from you.
What is the range on Fireball?
I can tell you here in a second. I think it's 150 feet.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think I'm just going to have to hold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll get here eventually.
All right, so you're basically you're sizing up, you're assessing the situation,
scanning the area.
Yep, scanning. Noxiqual, what do you want to do here?
Noxiqual is going to look for that guy he hit before with his Eldritch Blast, and is he still up?
Okay, so you look out into the settlement there. It's a bit hard to see the lizard folk. They're taking cover. So you're not sure which guy it is that you hit, but you
just
see
gonna-
some lizard folk.
I'll start with the guy on the left then, whichever one you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
Okay,
gonna
so
start...
probably the way that you swung around from the tower, you're like looking at the guy to your right, you know, kind of the closest one that you can make out.
Closest one.
Yeah.
You determine randomly if it is.
Yeah, and yeah, you can see them, but it's hard. Like they're crouched down behind the
Well, they've got cover, that's
guardrails,
fine.
the shacks. Go ahead.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Is that to 120-foot range?
That is correct.
Okay, so you're Eldritch blasting at this long range, and you've got some javelins flying at you too. You also have.
They're throwing 120 feet, or how far are they?
Yeah. So you're both at the same. Yeah, well, I guess there's not a long range on Eldritch Blast.
No, there isn't. But what's the range on javelins?
30, 120.
Oh wow, yeah, that's nice. All right, so my first Eldritch Blast does a 22.
Yes.
Okay. My second Eldritch Blast, that's only a 14 is probably not going to do it.
Okay, so you got the one hit, and then does a 17 hit you, and you have +2 to your AC from the tower wall there.
That does not hit me with the +2.
Okay. And what did you get on your damage?
2 damage.
Just 2. Okay.
Just 2 force damage.
All right. So Noxiqual, you partially step out. You take your look. You're kind of scanning. You start casting your spell. Javelins like
hits on the wall,
off
right
the wall, like right by you. Little splinters flick. You kind of slightly zap one of the guys.
I clip one of them.
Yeah. And then I assume you're just like popping back to get full cover.
Yeah,
Kivish.
All right. So you said they are more or less than 120 feet away.
350.
If you do that same, pop around the side of the wall there, the closest one is going to be about 100 feet away. No, it'll be about 120 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're right at the range.
Yeah.
All right. So well within the 150 of a longbow, but also within the 120 of a moonbeam. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In that case, Kivish will produce his Carbon Nymph of Rosewood, the druidic spell focus, and make its little black pearl eyes glare in the direction of the sky over the head of that nearby one, or that 120 foot away one, and cause the moon to come out in daylight and shine down with a light of burningness.
Mm-hmm. So a silver beam, a silver shaft just kind of like comes down. And now this is an area effect, is it not?
Yeah. Well, it's only a 5-foot radius, but it's a 40-foot high cylinder.
It's a 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get 2 of the lizard folk inside of it.
And then I would like to cast this as a 3rd level slot.
Okay, and then they make maybe a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Those are both fails.
Okay, cool.
We got 9 and 10.
So they shall face the brunt of 8,
10.
11, 17.
Radiant. Wow.
Mm-hmm. There are shouts of pain. That was unexpectedly terrible for them. Are there any additional effects? What else happens with that spell?
It's just 2d10 radiant, although 3 since I'm casting it as a 3rd level slot.
Mm-hmm.
And the save would half. And shape changers would make their saving throw with disadvantage. And would return to their original forms. If they
Nice. Okay, really cool. So no shape changers amongst them. No were lizards, but that seemed to be quite effective in terms of an attack.
It's also a concentration, and I can move it around.
Okay, so you're maintaining your moonbeam. You're keeping yourself in cover. The enemy party is still coming down the stairs. Let's zoom in on this specter. So there's a murky bog. It's a big. It's almost a lake. Yeah, surrounding Adders Tor. So Adders Tor rises up nearly like a big giant island in the middle of it. It looks like there's another smaller hill, smaller rocky hill, kind of in the distance behind Adders Tor. There's the swampland surrounding that. This water is real murky, like it's got some icky bits in it and sticks and moss. And this like specter just like flies through the water on glowing, ghostly waves, and it comes right up to close and personal with its former brethren, who's shrieking and shouting, and they're they don't know what this is, and they're like, ghosts! And the specter has a life draining, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll for it if you like.
Yes. Just do straight up roll.
He got a unnatural 20.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Yes. Most effective. Grasps. It drains the life force.
14 necrotic damage. That is his maximum hit points would also be reduced until he takes a long rest.
There are shrieks of terror and agony there amongst the lizard folk in the bog. Let's see here. I'm going to roll a thing. So basically a resolve of these lizard folk. The lizard folk are fleeing in terror. The specter can make an opportunity attack if it so chooses.
The specter can make an opportunity attack, you said?
Yes. There are 4 lizard. I mean, I know you aren't there, but you knew there were some guys in the water. They're all fleeing.
Does a 15?
Yes.
Okay. That's only 8 damage, necrotic.
Does anything happen when a specter slays a creature?
Not according to its stat block.
No. Okay. All right. So there is there is a sound from the bog that's something like this. You believe there's probably one less lizard folk out there now. Well, what might be? Here's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
See who's looking out at the moment.
The 2 people that probably did their spells.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so Kivish, you've got your little head out there.
I'm like peeking one eye out.
You're peeking out too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lining up my next shot.
There are, I think they're going to loose a volley of javelins at the specter, and there's going to be a couple more flinging your way too.
Absolutely.
So for the 2 of you that have your little heads popped out there, you have +5 on your AC due to a superior cover.
Right.
3/4 if we want to go by total lingo of
5th
edition. All right. This first is aimed at Kivish. Just goes sailing by. And then 2 at Noxiqual. What about a 15? I assume no with your hard cover there.
Oh, no.
All right, so you see 2 javelins, like one goes totally short, one flies long off to the side, another one kind of like clacks off of the wall. It's not good shots for them from where they're flinging from. They're going to loose some volleys, shrieking in terror, in rage, battle cries. The specter, I'm going to give him. I'll give him half cover. That seems like a good way to roll it. So give him +2 on his AC. 13.
Let's see. Spectre's AC, that will miss with +2.
Okay, and the other one was a total miss. And 2 more miss, and there is going to be 1 hit with a 20.
Okay.
I'm not sure how effective this is going to be against a ghost, but we'll see.
Resistance.
Okay, 3 piercing damage.
Reduced to, is it rounded up, I think, or
round down.
1 damage then.
Okay, yeah. The javelins are not very effective with the ghost. They're just kind of freaking out, doing what they can. They're holding their cover behind the guardrails and the shacks. The contingents keeps coming down the stairs. Let's see here.
Excellent.
They the frontmost members of that group have come off the bottom of the stairs. They're hustling down one of the stilted walkways and entering into the settlement. And then like the last of the members are they're still kind of at the lower area section of those stairs. That troll actually is in the lead, so it's actually the frontmost one, stomping out there.
That's good.
And it has a taste for battle, it would seem, as do many a troll.
Troll's a threat. That's worth a spell or two.
Lykarr.
Wait, what's the range of the main body force now, would you say?
Oh, nice call.
About 240 feet away from you.
Wait, man, still pretty far.
One more turn, Lykarr, maybe. One more turn.
Well, actually, it should probably be. Wait, what did I say last time? I said
300 some.
I said 250 to 300, right? Okay, so yeah, 200 feet is like the front, like that's the troll and like a couple guys next to just right behind him.
No. I think I'm just going to wait, and they'll just get a big old surprise when they get a little closer.
Okay, so we'll just say you're staying defensive. Are you keeping a lookout, or are you going to stay behind total cover?
I think I'm just going to just survey the situation and then just go back behind the wall.
Okay, you play it defensively, and well, we've got Nox and Kivish right there at the edge, anyways. So you probably have to get out into a little bit more of the open.
Does Lykarr make clear what his intention is? Like he's gonna fire? Do you say like I'm gonna hit that main group, or are you just kind of peeking out and looking back?
Yeah, I think my intention is that whole group come up, and I'm just going to nuke them with a fireball.
I know that out of character. I'm asking in character. Do you make that clear?
Yeah, I think I would. That way, you guys know what's going on.
Then I'll Noxiqual will be like, I'll let you know when they're in position. That way you don't have to stick your head out and risk getting hit with a javelin.
Also, in that case, Kivish is going to ask, and the ones are they near and he mimes the moonbeam.
I assume on your turn you'll move it and you'll look.
Yeah.
Noxiqual, what would you like to do now?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was my turn.
I would like to laugh in sadistic glee.
I'll pop out and shoot any that are within range. Yeah.
All right. Space the same situation before. You've got a firefight here.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like popping up and down, flinging a javelin. You're popping out, blasting with rays.
I feel fairly good about the situation, so I don't see any need to change it. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
And then that is 16.
I'm sorry, the 19 did not with the 3/4 cover and a shield, and 16 would be even less. Okay. So you send out these. Yeah, you swipe your Sombrous blade, send out these black shards, and they just sort of deflect off of beams and shields.
I need above average to hit them.
Kivish.
He's gonna once again peer around the corner, all Laurel and Hardy, like old school slapstick comedy style.
Yeah. And you take a look. Some of the lizard folk have repositioned, or the ones that were inside the moonbeam have repositioned. They've kind of like backed away from it. How far can you move the thing around?
I can move it up to 60 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So you can certainly get more of them.
They can run, but they can't hide.
Yeah. The question is mostly just is there any clump of them where I could get more than 2 within a 5-foot circle?
Well, just with like a quick what you can see, and it's kind of hard to gauge everything exactly. There's a lot of blockage. You don't see it. You see a way to like, okay, there's two that are pretty close, and you can kind of like command your beam, but not that you can make out. If you could use an action for a perception check, or you could, try to move in there and get a better look at things.
I think the movement is free. So,
Movement is an action.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I was making sure about that. If I can, it seems like I can hit at least one. I'll just move it over there. I have a whole minute of this.
Sure. You said the range on it's 150?
120.
120.
150 is the first range increment for a longbow.
Now, what's interesting, the casting range is that, but then you can move it afterwards. Can that movement go outside the range?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, it has to stay within the spell range.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so it's maxed out at the moonbeam's maxed out at 150.
No, 120 is the casting range.
Oh, okay, all right. So they moved back. Yeah, well, we'll say you can get two of them. Yeah, I got you now.
All right, then
Let's keep it flowing here.
Exactly. I will move it over.
All right. You reposition it onto two of them. Con saves got a 9 and a 17.
Well, a 17 makes it. The 9 doesn't. And when my dice don't go flying everywhere, the one that failed takes 29. And the one that made it halves.
You almost rolled max damage there.
Woo!
I did. I rolled 2 Elder Gods and a 1.
All right, 29. So half that we got 14.
9.
All right. You see a lizard folk just kind of like, breathe his last, and he slumps over from this, scoring beam of silver radiance. The other one, though he withstood it to a degree, it still was a really potent effect against him.
And Hastur made an appearance, but the best that Azathoth could give me was a 9.
All good.
Let's do the enemies are approaching. Let's go back to that specter. So you're looking down there, and you saw that these lizard folk were swimming away. They were panicked, terrified of this thing. They scattered. Do you want to send him after? I guess he's just kind of following your orders, so he just goes chasing.
He goes after the.
He just goes after the next
men in the water.
Yeah, so he just goes after the next closest one, which he can actually fly through the water. Yeah. They can swim very well. They're amazing swimmers, but he flies through the water even faster than they can swim. So go ahead and do his attack.
Yep. Nat 20.
Yeah, that will be unfortunate for the recipient of that deathly touch.
Critically unfortunate.
All right, I rolled really shitty though. So with my shitty roll, I got 14 necrotic damage. Yeah, that was not so good.
Well, say that to the guy who just got energy drained.
That's fair. You
hear a howl, a blood-curdling howl. Ah! Get it away! Get it away! The lizard folk are now filtering through the settlement. They're shouting at one another. Lykarr, you can understand their tongue, and there's a lot of confusion. They're trying to shout, what's going on? Where's the enemy? What's happening? There's, there are mages attacking from the guard post. Who is this? They're speculating, dwarves, greenscales, adventurer. They've got all kinds of mercenaries. The Silver Citadel is sieging us. And they're just like spitting and yapping and hissing at each other, trying to make heads or tails. They from everyone who's watching this, they look very disorganized. And that leader, the one who's the leader, though, the Flayer, he's just shouting at them to just like attack, get up there and kill them. And he's like, charge them, kill them. His tactics are just the most primitive barbaric thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so they're mounting an assault.
Excellent.
And they just start, just the whole group of them, all of them, every warrior that is out there, save maybe a couple that, you know, are disobedient or extra scared, they just start, you know, clambering along the walkways, their little tails swishing behind them as they go.
Hold the wall of fire until they get right onto the shore where we are. That way they have to run back, and we can hit them as they run back.
Right. Although, interesting you should mention Wall of Fire, because it'd be really nice to surround a troll with it if we get the chance.
I would just put it right in front of the walkway, so when they step off the walkway, they have to go into the Wall of Fire. True. Or stay on the walkway and get shot at by us.
True, and the walkway is made of wood.
Yeah, that it is. Some of them are filtering through the other direction. Remember, there's that other walkway that goes up to the little Shaman Island and then reconnects with the, I don't know, we'll call it the bank or the peninsula where you all are with the guard tower. So some are taking that route as well. It's just totally uncoordinated. They're just kind of coming at you from all sides. Some of them jump into the water and they're just swimming. So they're really just coming from all angles.
Go into the water. Yeah.
The closest of them are coming up along the walkways. That initial group that was there when you first got here, the initial group in the bog settlement. So some of them are wounded. They're doing their best to attack. The ones with the blowguns have come up out of the water. They're not going in there, and they're watching their allies like jumping in there to swim their way to the shore, and they're like, "No, there are ghosts in the water," and it's a total mess. The closest ones are going to get. You have a couple that are like 60 feet away. You have a couple that are 70 feet away, a couple that are 80 feet away. So there's like those about, 6 or so that are the closest ones to you. Some of them are wounded already. Let's go up to Lykarr. What are you thinking, bud?
Well, at 60 feet, I can start throwing some cantrips at them. I'm going to pop out and try a Ray of Frost at one of the closer ones.
So you have two choices. You can walk out enough and get a clear shot, or you can walk out just part way. You and both the ally will keep a half cover, or you and the enemies both will keep a half cover.
We'll do the half cover.
Okay, so you just pop out, just a couple paces, take your shot.
Cantrip.
Yep. Right.
How far is the troll?
That's a good question.
The troll is within the settlement still, so let me give you a gauge on that here.
Rough estimate, yeah.
Well, he's not that far away. It's about 160 feet away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Soon. Next turn, maybe Lykarr next turn.
Yeah, we'll get to work on him, because I think him and the leader. I wonder if we kill the leader, if the other guys will
break, yeah.
Yeah, flee, or we can like take over or something.
Yeah, I think that based on their disorganization, we might get them to surrender once we've done enough damage.
Okay.
Wow, how's that Icy Ray looking?
Well, 15.
And he is saved by the half cover.
Okay.
The ray just crackles along, creates a little frost on one of the beams of the guardrail, and you keep yourself in a safe position after that. Noxiqual.
All right. So, the closest ones are on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shoot at the closest ones that look like they've taken some damage.
Okay.
Keeping my cover, of course. So this is with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Does a 23.
Yes.
Okay. And then that's even higher.
Okay.
All right, Eldritch Blast. First Eldritch Blast did 4 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second one does 1 force damage. Wow. Yeah.
The frontmost lizard folk is overwhelmed. He falls. Ah.
Oh, I feel like I accomplished something.
Okay, and you remain behind the 3/4 cover after that. Kivish.
Can't risk
Right.
losing hit points until we get into actual fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Provided they're still far enough away, how many could I feasibly hit by moving the moonbeam?
You can get 3 of them.
All right.
There's nearly a line of these guys trying to swarm off of the walkways, along the walkways.
Right. Also, a question for later that's not relevant yet. Does the walkway count as a point on the ground?
I would imagine so. Yeah,
All right,
seems good enough for me.
Good enough. So yeah, I'm gonna move the moonbeam to hit 3, and deal to them my mighty 3d10 should they fail. However, I didn't roll nearly as well this time, so it's actually only 11 they would take in.
11 damage is still a good amount. They failed their saves.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling. All right, we've got a con save of 5, of 18, and of 3.
Okay, so 2 take 11, 1 takes 5. You round down to half, right?
We just need to crush these weakens, and then we can focus on the biggins.
You have slain an additional 2 lizard men. They just fall, just slump onto the walkway. One in behind like stumbles over a guy that falls down in front of him. They're shouting. They look terrified. They look angered too. It's this weird mix of rage and terror. It looks like some in the back. Yeah, there are some in the back that they look very hesitant, and the only way that they're going forward is like this troll. This troll's like whipping them forward, like go. And the leader's like, he's threatening that he's gonna anyone who's caught fleeing, I'm gonna flay you alive.
Do they have to go forward through the moonbeam then?
That's actually a good question.
Just because the first time they enter it on their turn, they would take the damage. That's why I ask.
Right.
No kidding. Okay, so
the deterrent.
Yeah. Hell, in that case, roll it, because certainly one of the guys would have been the guinea pig in that little trap.
What Kivish would ideally like to do is position the moonbeam maybe between them and the troll, if that is in range.
I mean, you're putting it on the bridge, I assume, and they have to cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This one would deal 22 or 21.
Holy sh!
Okay.
2 9s and a 3.
So like the like guy right in front of the moonbeam, he's just like running, trying to like get up in there, and he enters it, and it's just like, and like his arm like turns into white ash, and he just falls to the ground. His face is like half seared off, and the other's like, ah! They stop in their tracks and they dive off of the platform to like swim through the water.
Smart move. Told the Spectre.
Flesh has the look of a hot dog that you accidentally dropped in your campfire last night.
I was just thinking like it's like a microwave beam that just hits him and he just dies.
Yeah.
Lykarr.
Oh yeah, Lykarr.
I'm sorry. I just totally got confused. That was Kivish's turn. Okay.
Well, that was theoretically on the lizard folks' turn, right?
Okay, so
Spectre.
We're going to be going to the Spectre here in a second.
Okay.
What's this troll doing? Yeah, I'm seeing if the troll's been kind of backed up with some guys in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crush his own guys.
Yeah, they're just continuing on. Let's go to the Spectre.
Okay, Spectre starts attacking the ones that jumped into the water.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, just go. Give me a roll on that Spectre. He's got He's got warm bodies in there. Well, I'm not sure how warm a lizard folk body is.
28.
I'm sure that is a hit.
I would hope so. Oh, wow. 15 necrotic damage. He did more.
He's actually still engaged with that same one.
Sure.
That he was draining. So he finishes off. He kind of chases that one, finishes it off, claims.
Maybe the guy like just tries to get out of the water and then just gets grabbed and dragged back in.
Yeah, he's grabbing like some of the stealth, gonna pull himself.
Maybe one's like, help me, and then he gets like pulled underwater. Blah, 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 blah. And then the Spectre will move, of course, to go after the ones that have jumped in the water.
Yeah, it's pursuing the nearest. Yeah, I'm sure it can get up to another target.
You'll determine that you've got the map in your head. So long as he has a target every turn, or someone that he can attack of opportunity if they move away from him.
Yeah, he's quick. He's very quick. The lizard folk swim fast, but his flying is very, very mobile. So he drains the last of the bit of life from one, and it just like flows over to another one that's trying to like desperately swim away. Okay, the lizard folk press their attack. Well, let's see if we have like some coming into range now. So it's 60. Okay. So we have 2, 1. A single lizard folk makes it up there. So there was all sorts of arcane blasts happening, and like of the whole group, that the initial wave, the first wave,
those guys, yeah.
One makes, and he's wounded. Yeah.
Yes. Come for me.
And he's just like ragged breath, and he's got his war club, and he's like charging to like smash. Probably Nox is the one closest to him, and like he's just like a few feet away from me with like his war club, getting ready to come down. Lykarr, you see this happening, and you can like.
How far is the trolls getting? I know it's getting closer, but how close?
The troll's getting closer. The troll is maybe 90 feet away. Yeah.
Is he surrounded by lizardmen?
Yeah, he has lizard guys around him.
You know what you must do.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go boom on the troll and just try and put it to where it hits a good number of the guys around him.
Fireball?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So what's the radius on that? It's like 40 or 20? 20 foot radius, yeah. Right? All right. So all right, go ahead and roll up your damage, and then I'm going to roll some dexterity saving throws on some enemies here.
Even half damage. Roll the damage, because even half of that might just outright kill, even if they make their saves.
Well, yeah. Go ahead and roll up the fire.
That's less saves for you to have to roll, Esper, if he's got like 60 points of damage.
There we go. 10, 20, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 37.
37? Okay. I'll roll the troll first. 12, I don't think that's going to save. All right. And let's go to some lizard folk. What might they have on a dexterity save? Should have put some build points into dexterity. All right, here we go. Fail. What is your DC, by the way?
14.
Oh, there's one at a 13. Close but no cigar. Oh, we got 114. Okay. And it was 37, so half of that we're gonna do 18. Still a lot. All right. You chant your spell, and there is this like whoosh. A great conflagration erupts from the walkway. The troll, shouts. Rah! He has like singe marks running up him. you see 4 lizard folk just get charred alive, and they just collapse to the ground, smoldering husks. There's one who's he's putting himself out badly. Well, he's still up, so I shouldn't say badly burned, but he is not doing very well. You killed 4 lizard folk with that blast. One's badly injured, and the troll got singed pretty damn good. With that, I think there's just shouts erupting everywhere. There's a roof of a hut is on fire. The thatching roof is starting to crackle and smoke. That was quite an effect. Noxiqual.
There's this guy right.
Yeah, this guy's coming right down at you with a war club.
I rush forward to meet him and slash my sword out at him, to cut him in half as he swings down. What does my sword do? +9. 15?
Does hit.
This is okay.
Yep, you got him.
Let's see. I'm just gonna roll the damage right now. 11 slashing.
Okay. He's coming down.
Attack.
You slash like that. You hack the arm, halfway, clean off, halfway between it. It falls to the ground. He's fountaining blood and shrieking, and he just falls at your feet.
My second attack thematically will cut off his head, and then I rush with my remaining movement back into cover.
Okay, so you get behind the tower.
Yep.
So Kivish, you just saw this happen. You've got a very dismembered lizard folk, no more than 5 feet away from you on the ground. The greater contingent is approaching from walkways, from the bog, from multiple angles. They're also just shrieking in chaos and terror as they attack.
Things are going to get...
And there's a nice moonbeam! I can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
So you said that the walkway counts as a point on the ground, and the troll is currently on the walkway about 90 or a little less than that feet away from us.
Yeah.
And how many lizard folk are within a 20-foot radius of the troll?
Well, there used to be more.
Okay, but are there still some?
There is one within what radius?
20 feet.
20? One. And that's the one that got hurt quite a bit.
So Kivish peers around the wall, takes one look at the component parts of lizard folk, and makes a very complex dwarven expression that universally translates as and then allows the black pearl eyes of the rosewood carven nymph to burn with bright fire as the moonbeam disappears and an encircling wall of fire circles the troll in fire.
Now, with this, the flame that's erupting, is it coming on the troll, or is it like a fence around him so he can't go through?
So it is a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. That's why I asked about how many were. So it's around. It's a diameter.
All right. So flames sprout up. You encircle the troll with flame and his one standing lizard folk companion that's nearby. You've got a couple more lizard folk that are like a little farther ahead, so they're on the outside, closer to you area. And well, that's a predicament for the troll there.
And he's not very intelligent. I can only imagine how scared he must be.
Yeah. Well, being that fire is the bane of troll kind, he suddenly is finding himself in a world of pain and discomfort. Not only being blasted by a firebolt, but now he just sees fire everywhere he looks. Let's see. What is he going to do? What is the troll? How high are these flames? They're like 10 feet high? 20 feet. Everywhere he looks, he just sees fire all around him.
I think you should freak. I think you should freak out.
Yeah, well, he is definitely freaking out. I'm gonna do a little roll on the troll here, just for my own curiosity's sake. The troll looses a great cry of courage and rage and dives through the fire into the water, but through the flames. What happens when he dives through these flames?
Well, when they formed around him, I believe, it's when the wall appears, he gets a dexterity save.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he wanted to move through them, or well...
Does it immediately hurt him that he's surrounded by it?
Yes.
Just like an ambient heat, like he's inside the oven, basically.
Right.
And what, does he make a dexterity?
Yeah.
It's 17.
Okay, so he will take half of 8, 16, 25, 28. So...
all right, 14. And I assume he repeats this now that he's going through the fire. Okay. 16.
That's also... Wait. Yeah, that's also half. And this time it is 10, 19, 23.
Okay, so 11. Yeah. All right, so the troll got cooked pretty well there. He seems like he is just going to make a stand, and this is going to be, Battle of Adders Tor to go down in the history books.
And the lizard folk that was standing next to him, the troll?
Oh, yes. Well, that lizard folk did not really stand a chance, save or fail. And so there's inside your oven of fire, there's like a nice roast lizard folk in there for you. The troll plunges into the water.
Yes,
just like the water. Like a cannonball, just the muck water splashes everywhere. And he's big. He's a troll. I mean, he's like a hulking 11-foot tall thing. So I don't even know if he is completely. Well, I guess he could submerge himself. If he was standing, he might actually come up a little bit above the water line. He's gonna. Let's see. He's going to move, but it's not too fast now where he's at. So we'll say he made it 40 feet closer in total. Yeah. So that's like his whole turn got him 40 feet closer. He's in the bog, so he's like 50 feet away from the party or from the guard post, basically, the guard tower. Wow. So the settlement is now starting to burn. One wing of it, at least. Yeah, there's different. It's a big, multiple walkways and platforms and huts, but a certain quadrant of it is on fire, and they're charging. I mean, that's their freaking tactic. That's their dumb tactic they're doing here.
Yep.
Well, we've got two of them that are kind of close to that wall of fire. Does anything happen to them? Like they're outside. They're outside of it.
That side actually doesn't do any damage, but if they're going to move through it, then yeah.
Okay, so they're not inside the cooker, and they probably just kind of like feel it at their back, like ah!
They don't feel any heat. On the outside, it does no.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, it might be hot, but it's not.
Yeah.
Damaging hot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it was like. So they're now those closest ones, which there are maybe about 6, are 40. What was that? 50. Yeah. So in about the 50-foot distance range, you've got 6 lizardmen. That's the closest one. Those are the closest ones. There still are a good few outside of that. There's that commander. There are. Let's go to the Spectre, because the Spectre actually has an attack to make now.
Okay. You tell me who he's attacking, and I'm rolling the attack. 21.
Mm-hmm. Yep, hit.
He does 12 necrotic damage.
12 necrotic. Okay.
Which reduces their... Oh, I guess they do get a constitution save before it reduces their...
Mm-hmm.
Memory serves me.
Save. Okay. I'm not really too worried about it. I don't think they're going to be doing any healing, so we'll just say it takes its effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of mook guys, anyways. So the Spectre is, he is like the horror of the murky bog. There are a couple of lizard folk that have actually reached your bank, and they're coming up out of the water.
Excellent.
But the Spectre he's still got one of them there in his ghostly grasp.
Are they moving out of his range so he can attack take an attack on them?
No, they're different ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lykarr, looking through your eyes here, you see a number, like maybe 6 or so lizard folk within 50 feet of you. Some are coming from the walkways, and then they're coming from the walkways rather. And then there's a couple more. There's like 2 more that are coming up out of the murky bog onto the bank. So they're all the closest ones are all about 50 feet.
Okay. I think we should stay on the troll.
Yeah.
Because he needs to go down. Because I don't want to have to.
I'll take care of the mooks. I've got nothing better to do. I hit way harder in melee than I do with my ranged attack. Mm-hmm. So let them come for me.
Lykarr, you see the troll. He's submerged in the bog, but it's clear where he's at. You see the water moving, maybe little hunches of his back or his shoulder kind of like pop out. He's right there.
Would a fireball work in the water?
I'll give him an advantage on a saving throw because he's submerged in water.
So it would deal damage, but most likely deal half damage.
Well, do I want to try? I was thinking about just trying to hit him with a chaos bolt until he gets out of the water.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Fire the bolt.
Okay. Here we go.
Don't forget your sorcery points and all that jazz too.
17.
You have struck the troll through the murky water and all.
So it's 2d8 plus 1d6.
And don't forget what type of damage it deals based on the d8s.
Yep. 11 and d6. 14. 7.
On fire acid.
7 is psychic damage.
Okay.
Did you say 7 psychic damage?
Yeah. No, he does. What did I say? 13.
Uh-huh.
But I rolled a 7 and a 7 on chaos bonus.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, 13 psychic damage.
Yeah.
All right. Some bubbles come up from the water. He is suffering quite a lot. Now, he was asking you about sorcery points. Are you using a quicken spell, or are you doing anything additional with your meta magic?
I just wanted to remind you that you have them.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about them all the time.
Well, let's keep things moving. Take a look at that though. Maybe on your next turn, you might want that. Noxiqual.
Where are the enemies that are on the shore in relation to me?
You've got pretty much two straight ahead of you.
Okay.
And you've also got kind of at an angle
sneak attack
heading to the right.
How many off to the side? Was that someone on your side, Esper?
Yeah. my roguish brother.
That's what I figured. How many off to the side? I'm sorry.
1.
Just one.
Yeah, there's like a guy kind of, because you're kind of looking around the tower here, keeping your cover, kind of like straight ahead of you. There's one emerging up out of the bog, and then kind of to your diagonal right ahead, there's another one.
I'm going to take the 2 head on. So I charge forward.
Okay.
Let's see. Seeing what I can do bonus action wise, if there's anything worth doing. Nope. I don't want to spend my daily or short rest things yet. So slicing the first one. Ooh, that's only a 12.
You run up, attack. He blocks with his shield.
And then the second attack, that is a 18.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, that one does 14 slashing damage.
About that.
Thirsting.
That was quite a hit. Yeah, that seemed very potent. Kivish.
All right, so the troll is still definitely alive.
Yeah, he's moving through the water. He's like going along. It's slow going for him. He's there in the there's water. There's a muddy bottom, so he's moving at it's difficult terrain. He's swimming. He's trudging.
Oh, interesting. Rules question. Do you know what happens if difficult terrain is made into difficult terrain? Does it actually stack, or is that not a thing?
I don't know. I guess it'd just be kind of situational. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking I'd like to make a fair amount of the terrain he's standing on difficult terrain by selecting a point on the ground directly beneath him and causing the earth to erupt.
Okay, erupting earth. Sure. I mean, I could see certain situations where it would be like, a third speed or a quarter speed instead of half, just be by nature of varying degrees of difficulty. He's in water though.
Yeah.
The erupting earth disrupts the earth under his feet, but if he's swimming in water, it's
no. It's fine if it doesn't actually do anything for the difficulty of the terrain. It's mostly the 3 soccer balls that get to roll of damage. That's the point of this.
Damage I could see.
I guess I'm wondering, does erupting earth work in water?
Are his feet near the ground?
On the ground within 100.
I don't think you can even see the ground because the water's so murky. Do you want to ready erupting earth for him coming, like emerging out onto the bank?
Yeah, sure. If it wouldn't work underwater, then yeah. Is it just choose a point on? Oh, okay. No, you're right. It does say choose a point on the ground that you can see. So actually, that's a good point. If the water's too murky, then that wouldn't work.
So you kind of you can do some like initial chance, but you're like holding it really, and you're waiting for him to come out onto the land, and you'll blast him. Which, I mean, we're going right into that anyways, so his turn is right after yours. So the troll comes up out of the muck, takes like that first step into the kind of like squishy ground. It erupts beneath him.
All right.
He rolls a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Sounds like a dexterity thing. 7. Fair.
Ooh, 5. Nice. Alrighty. Let's see what all happened. Well, I got a 1. But I also got an 11. And then one of my dice got stuck in the tower. And that is going to be 10. Alright, so 23.
Okay, despite his bit of regeneration that he benefited from, it was not enough. He comes out of the monk. He took psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
He comes up out of the muck, crazed, bloodthirsty rage in his face. And immediately there's just like an explosion of dirt and mud and chunks of rock and a piece of a log. And he just flies back, right back into the water. Well, that was a lovely little thing. Well, he's not moving. Okay, so you have enemies incoming here. Okay.
Let me know if my Spectre gets an attack of opportunity.
No, actually, sorry. The Spectre first needs to just make a regular attack. Yes, he's engaged with the lizard folk in the water.
Perfect. That's definitely a hit. That's 27.
Yep.
Okay. 10 necrotic damage.
All right. Again, you hear a lizard folk wail that cuts off.
Spectre's doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
Yeah. Right environment for him. Underwater is a good Spectre environment.
So remember that one lizard folk to the other angle that was coming up out of the water? The Spectre is not quite to him, but it's like, and this thing is like looking behind it. It's got you guys to the front of it.
Yeah.
It will charge Noxiqual, who, help me remember here, you're fighting.
I'm fighting the two in front of me.
Yeah.
I just slashed one of them for 14 damage.
Okay, there's just the one in front of you, and then this is the other guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
No worries.
Okay.
But he's there with you now. So he comes running in, and he's got 2 attacks. He attacks with his club.
Probably all that.
13 to hit.
Miss.
And he attacks with we'll do a bite. That sounds like a good thing.
Good.
He snaps at you for 11.
11 to hit? No.
Yeah. So you're defending yourself there. You've got essentially 2 lizard folk there on you.
Is it Lykarr now? Or?
What's going to be more lizard folk moving? Let's see. 2. Okay. 2 more lizard folk have reached you all.
Mm-hmm.
I've got them kind of organized into little subgroups here, so bear with me. Let's say one approaches Lykarr, one approaches Kivish. So I'm going to do the same bit here with Kivish. Bite, or club and bite.
Well, they bypassed me to go after you guys. Sorry, guys.
23 and 14.
So there's no cover for this anymore?
Nope, he's right up on you.
Well, then the 23 definitely hits.
All right. You are whacked by the war club of the lizard folk for 7 bludgeoning damage. Lykarr, you've got a spike shield going right at you and a war club to follow up. 12 and 16.
The 16 hits.
You as well take a whack for 6 bludgeoning. So there are 2 engaged with Noxiqual, one of which you wounded already.
Yeah.
So bear ye all witness to Hastur's face that I wasted a natural 20 on my concentration check to not lose my wall of fire.
It wasn't a waste.
Nobody.
One is engaged in melee with Kivish, another with Lykarr.
Yeah.
There are, let's see.
Just do like I do. Roll 3 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah.
2 more approach within melee range. They used dashes to get there. So one is on as a third one on Nox. Actually, they both go on to Nox. So Nox, you're actually surrounded now by lizard folk. They've got you in this flank situation.
This is the way I like it.
It's just the way you like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are 5 more. Okay. There are 5 more that they're just about ready to get into melee range. Like they're just starting to come up from the banks, come off of the walkways.
Yes.
And there is also their commander. He is amongst their numbers. So
did he dive into the water?
At one part, a couple of the warriors were coming through the water. The commander stayed on the walkways, the kind of like straight ahead part walkway. so you have 5 warriors plus the commander that are like they're going to be closing distance with you very soon. They're they're 10, 15, maybe 20 feet away.
So ready.
Lykarr, you've got a lizard folk, growling and hissing, whipping its club about right in your face. Stinky breath.
Okay, well, now the commander, how far away is he? He's on the bank?
The commander's 20 feet away from you. He is, he's just reaching the bank, and he's got, some other ones around him. It's just a mob of them coming at you here.
Okay, well, we're going to...
There's one immediately, like, right there, like, whacking you and shield bashing you.
Hand-to-hand combat is my specialty, so...
As we all have seen.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot at the...
That's when we learned that you took levels of monk.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do another fireball where the commander is.
Okay.
And just try and arrange it so it does, what it can.
As many as possible.
Yeah.
All right. So you rattle off a phrase, point a finger out that way, or what implement do you use?
I have my lightning dagger.
Oh yes, the lightning dagger. So you point the dagger there. A blast of flame. Again, that is going to affect multiple lizard folk.
Roll the damage, see how much you do.
Yeah, roll that.
You might
out.
not have to make as many saves after you roll like 60.
10, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 27.
Oh.
Ay. All right. I'm going to roll the basic lizard folk first, just because that's the page that I'm on here.
Survive or don't.
All right. Okay. What's your DC? It's like 17?
14.
14. Okay.
14.
I'm thinking of a character for my home game. All right. 2 and 15.
Mine's 17.
Oh, yours is 17. Okay.
Yeah.
2 and 15. 9 and 19. Oh, whoops. I rolled one too many. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. 1. And then the leader has... $21 on a natural 18. So 5 have failed, and they are just roasted to the ground, just charred, gone. 2 warriors saved, and the leader saved. The leader seems to be particularly dexterous, by the way. It actually wasn't a 21, it was a 23. But alas, he does not have evasion. Oh, yes, 27, right. So half of that would be 13. Yow! Okay. Again, devastating.
Yeah, well, I'm going to spend my quicken 2 sorcery points, and I can cast a spell as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It will need to be a cantrip.
Something.
Yeah, you can't use 2 full-on spells in a turn.
Yeah,
But you can do a cantrip.
Not without action surge.
Yeah.
Yes. There's always a way. Or you can attack with your dagger. Or you could dodge. No, you can't dodge. But you could have quickened the fireball and then attacked with the dagger. Oh yeah, so I guess you'd quicken the fireball and then dodge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do I'll do my acid splash at the commander, and if there's anybody within 5 feet, I can attack 2 people.
Mm-hmm. He makes a dex save, right?
I think so.
Okay. 10. And next to him, we'll see. There's one guy that made the save. Is he right next to him? Well, let's just randomly roll it. Do you like even or odd?
We'll go even.
Even. Okay. Even it is. So the other one rolls and gets a 5. All right. So they both failed.
Okay, it's 2d.
2d6 acid, I believe.
7.
All right. That was unpleasant for them. A devastating volley of arcane might from Lykarr, the Storm Sorcerer. The lizard folks' forces are greatly diminished already. Noxiqual, you are surrounded by 4 lizard men.
4. Okay, that's what I was about to ask you. Perfect. Noxiqual just kind of smiles. Like it's almost like disturbing because you shouldn't be smiling like this when you're surrounded by superior numbers. But he grips the hilt of his sword in both hands and he starts speaking words that just sound wrong, and darkness comes out of the blade and engulfs everyone, casting darkness on myself, centered on myself, which will protect my shadow or my specter from the sunlight when he comes up to attack these guys. As I call out to him, rise out of the, rise up and kill these, lizard men attacking me, commanding my shadow. So,
the specter is starting to rise up out of the murk. You've got a cloud of darkness,
20-foot
radiating in all directions from you. Kivish, so what about you? You've got a lizard folk snapping in your face.
Move action. Sorry, one last thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Move action. Can I, because they can't see me, can I just move slightly away so they attack the spot where they thought I was? Unless.
You can certainly move. You're still audible. They probably have an idea of where you are, but they can't see you exactly.
Right. In that case, then I'm just going to move a little bit to get out of that space, 5 feet away.
Okay, so you get yourself out of the in the middle flank spot, which is not a good place to be in.
Agree. Sorry, Kivish.
Kivish, what do you think? You got lizard breath right in front of you.
I think that he needs to be savaged by some savagery, some primal savagery, some hands turned into clubbing, spiky, acidic nonsense, and then applied to his face, medium style.
That's a good spell.
It's a very fun cantrip.
That's a cantrip?
It is.
Holy shit.
But it's like Shillelagh, but does more damage, but doesn't scale quite as quickly.
Gotcha.
And you have to be in melee with the target.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Which
still really nice.
It might not hit. You know what? Oh wait. So unless it just so happens that a 14 hits, does it?
I believe he blocks. It is a block. Your swamp claws scrabble against turtle shell.
Inspiration then.
Uh-huh.
Reroll that. Aha. And that is a 19.
Very much a hit.
Alright. So that does flying all over the room dice worth of damage. Aha. Why can't I math? 13. 9 plus 4 is 13, yeah.
A potent strike against the foe who is engaged with you in melee. He still stands. Okay. Now is going to be a fun little surprise.
Spectre?
Not yet. This is the nice little surprise.
This is your fun where you get to surprise us.
Let's see who's close. Who's closest there? I guess probably Kivish.
Sorry, I'm in darkness.
Yeah. The darkness is. It would have been you, but the darkness is on you. Yeah. Rising back from the swamp is the troll. He's burnt. He's badly wounded. He leaps at Kivish.
Does he pass by me?
He does not. go anywhere near that darkness.
What about my specter?
The specter is going to be on the other side, coming out of the bank just after the troll here.
No worries. Had to
So
ask.
the specter is kind of in front of you, and the troll is coming like from the direction of the shaman island, roughly. It's like to Kivish's and Lykar's right. This is a bite attack. 13 to hit.
Nope, not quite.
And 2 claws. 18 and 23.
Okay, well those 23 does.
18 does not?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay.
Sorry, for some reason I thought I had 18 and not 16. That's right.
And once again, Kivish feels the sensation of troll claws ripping at him.
Kivish. Better you than me.
24 slashing damage.
Oh, familia.
You should take a turn to give yourself some self-love, some self-care.
Some sort of a healing balm.
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, it's not the Spectre yet. It is the Lizard Folk Commander.
Sorry, you said 24,
Hydra Commander.
Yep.
You said 24, by the way?
Yes, 24 slashing. All right, so now the Spectre will be after him. Where is he? Where? There we are. Okay. Okay. Fine and well. Got that.
Sure you read the weakness. If anyone speaks his true name aloud, he instantly dies.
If he sees undead, he must make a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw or die of fright.
Well, of course, it's bright daylight out, right? So I assume this troll has already turned to stone.
So, an interesting thing here: the Lizard Folk Commander actually uses a spell. He invokes some more of that kind of primal shamanic magic that the hunter had used.
You can just tell me if it's going to become obvious.
Yeah, you've probably never seen it before, but I don't know. Make an Arcana check.
Nat 20 plus.
Woo! Okay.
A good amount. 25 total.
All right, you have seen this before. Essentially, what he's doing is he's invoking a cacophony of frog spirits that are going to send maddening croaks into your minds and try to overwhelm your senses.
Wait a second. Is this hypnotic pattern effectively? Because I have that spell.
I think it's similar, but it's not quite the same. All right, so the three of you just hear like this. I can't even produce it with my voice. This like maddening cacophony in your minds. Make wisdom saving throws.
Question: is this a targeted spell or is it a area effect?
It's like each enemy within the range, so it's not a specific target. No, it'd be like an area.
It is an area effect, and it just affects enemies. Okay.
Yeah.
Can he cast on me if he can't see me? Yeah. That's my question.
Each enemy within the area that can hear it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or thing happens.
19 on my wisdom save.
No, it's what I got, 19.
Yeah, go Lykarr.
Mine is a 23.
Damn. Put us all to shame.
Okay, you all easily stave off this maddening churring sound and are no worse for the wear. The commander is not happy about that effect, about that result, and he
more sacrifices to the Froghemoth.
He leaps. Let's see. So 20-foot radius on darkness. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So kind of gauging this here. He's going to leap into the water and go under the surface.
clearly he didn't hear about the ghosts in the water.
And speaking of which,
Spectre
your
time.
Spectre. So your Spectre is kind of at the edge of the darkness ahead of you, kind of, where the bank is.
I'm just going to tell you what I intend, and you tell me if it's good. He flies into the darkness. Pretty sure he doesn't need sight to see. I'm going to double check that. Special.
Unless your Warlock ability specifically gives him a see-through magical darkness, he will not be able to see in it.
He does not. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have a blind sight.
So
he has just regular dark vision.
He's going to take disadvantage then, but he's going to attack the one that I hit before for that 14 slashing damage, if that's okay.
Okay, go for it.
All right, disadvantage. With disadvantage, that is a 21.
Hit.
That is a 12 necrotic damage.
I guess you can see it. You have your devil sight, so this thing
I can see it
has like a spectral hand reaching through its chest, tearing away its life energy, and it falls limply to the ground. Oh, lizard folk. Oh, lizard
say the
folk.
one thing I know how to say in Draconic: open up.
Open up.
They're like, what the hell does he mean?
The lizard folk swing at you blindly in the darkness.
Disadvantage. Yeah.
11. Lower than 11. Like a 6. 8.
Nope.
Total miss. Whiff.
Sorry.
9.
Oh.
21.
21?
Uh-huh.
Nope, I'm out of spell slots. Otherwise, I'd shield it. Go ahead and take your hit.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Really
So there are 4 lizard folk in the darkness, just like going like this as much as they can. one club mate is going to like clunk off of you a little bit.
How much damage? I'm sorry.
4 bludgeoning.
Okay. And none of them want to attack that specter?
I don't think they even know where or what to do.
I got a nat 20 on my concentration, so I'm good on my darkness.
Okay, concentration, sure. Oh man.
I'm okay with it. They don't have to attack my specter.
I'm gonna roll a thing.
Yeah.
They flee out of the darkness.
I will take my attack.
The Warlock is too much.
May I take my attack?
You and
The specter?
oh man. Well, no, it can't. It can't see, but you can.
Fine.
But
I'll take my attack with advantage.
Yeah, you can. There's one guy within melee range of you.
21 to hit. Damage is a good old 11 slashing damage on that guy.
All right, you cut one of them as they flee. They scatter. They scatter out of the darkness in kind of all directions. So one is next to Kivish, another one's next to Lykarr. So you both each have 2 enemies on you now, and then 2 like go into the water. Sploosh.
When my turn comes, I'll give my specter his command.
Kivish and Lykarr, you are each being beset by foes. Let's see. They circle into a flanking position, doing their best to take you down. So we're going to do Kivish and then Lykarr. So you each have 1 lizard folk attacking here.
Coming to help, guys. I just gotta take care of these guys first.
19 to hit. 13. Kivish, does 13 hit?
13? No.
Okay. You are bitten. You take 4 piercing damage. Lykarr.
Yep.
22.
Yep.
10.
No.
Certainly not. You as well are bitten. 6 piercing damage. Snap. Okay. Does that account for everyone? I believe that's it. That's the crocodile's turn, but who knows where they are. Lykarr.
Well, we got to get rid of this troll.
Yeah, so there's
Kivish is
there's a troll and 2 lizard folk surrounding Kivish. There's 2 lizard folk flanking you. There's
you can
2 and the leader that are somewhere under the murky water. There's this globe of darkness.
if you can do a point of fire damage to it, I can probably take him out.
Well, I think I don't know if there is. Well, the only fire spell I have. I was going to try and thin the herd a little more with another fireball. I have 1 more fireball I can do. Is there a way I can
Angle it
to not incinerate us?
That's a good question.
Because it's kind of hard. I'm trying to picture where everybody is in my mind. And
Due to the height of the troll, that is feasible.
How many
It's
can he hit
tall.
without hitting? Can he get any of the lizard men? In the
Oh,
fireball
I'm sorry. I
without
can't
hitting?
picture it. I'll tell you what. Here's what we can do. I will allow you an intelligence check as you're casting. If you succeed, you will get just the calculus just right and like blaze the troll and a lizard folk. If you fail, you will also be blazing Kivish.
well, Kivish will die. He's already hurt.
Yeah.
No.
That's,
No,
it's
we'll
not
just
worth
go,
the risk.
no, we'll
I-
just go with the troll because we can just put it above his head so it just
Just
catches
gets the
top
troll.
on his head.
Yeah, it's worth getting rid of the troll. The other
Yeah, we
guys,
have to, 'cause Kivish is like a troll magnet.
yeah.
Yeah.
he exudes pheromones that take
I don't know.
the
Yeah,
trolls find
He's
irresistible.
your deodorant or something, Kivish. That's the best I can do because he's going to go down if the troll gets another round on him.
Honestly, your fireball is probably going to outright kill the troll, so that's good too, because then we can focus our attacks on the mooks, get them off you.
Yep.
Doesn't I can produce flame and literally like make a little tiny bit of flame in my hand, just like blow it at the troll.
These, like, their clubs seem to do like 4 points of damage or whatever, it's like not a huge amount.
So does that work then, there, Esper? If I just
Get him
above
the
him high enough?
Yep.
Oh, I think he's gonna save. 16.
There's enough.
Yeah, that saves.
That's okay. Roll like 60 points of damage. You got this.
12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 22, 3, 4, 27.
Okay, so
Reduced to 13.
13. He's still standing.
But it shuts off his regeneration,
Yeah.
which is important.
That's
Can actually die.
the kicker.
Die.
All right. The blaze of flame in the air, roasting the troll like along its neck, its back, its head. It winces to shield itself as best it can. Still gets singed. Noxiqual.
I tell the specter to attack the lizard men who are attacking Lykarr and Kivish. So that's his priority targets for on his turn. Then I go for the troll.
Okay.
Bonus action, twist my blade again. The eye opens up and the blade goes mist shadowy. I'm activating Shadow Blade ability of my weapon as a bonus action. And then I am attacking the troll. So I come. Do I have to leave the darkness if it's 20-foot radius? Like, how far is the troll from me?
Yes, but you won't have to go very far. I think you
That's
only
what
need
I'm
to
curious.
go maybe 10 feet out of the globe.
Okay. So
Because you're all pretty close together. You moved up to engage with the lizard coming out of the bank.
Mhm.
Yeah, You just take a few steps out of the darkness.
Okay, I emerge out of the darkness. Would that give me advantage if I catch him by surprise? That's up to you. I'm not pushing for it, but
without having spent any hiding stuff, well, he's enraged. Make a stealth check. We'll just do a straight up stealth against his passive perception.
11.
Actually, we'll do a contest. Your stealth versus his perception. If you can meet or beat him,
14.
you catch him off guard. Natural 20.
No worries. All right, so first attack.
That's what my 20 looks like on these Kraken dice.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice.
Mystic Shaman or Eldritch Shaman set. Quite
A
nice.
natural 20 to hit.
How irregular of you.
So now we just all need to make sure we all have sets where the highest numbers on our dice are symbols.
And preferably some kind of elder evil or elder god.
I don't have any symbol dice. I need to get one then. But let's see. I'm looking at 19 psychic damage from the first attack. If that kills him, I'll do the rest.
That's potent stuff.
Yeah.
Run the troll through with the blades.
It doesn't actually cut.
Shrieks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just shrieks.
Yeah.
Blood weeps from its ear sockets. Its eyes roll back, and it just kind of like.
And I imagine like its shadow kind of like fades and like does some weird stuff as I cut him.
Yeah. Oh, I've always wanted to do the thing where like a really big, heavy monster falls and maybe it crushes somebody.
Sure.
So let's see. We've got Nox, Kivish, and
lizard folk.
And 3 lizard folk. All right,
Yeah.
so there's 5 people. Nox, Kivish, 3 lizard folk. Nox, this is coming right back on you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I hear you, man. I hear you. You wanted to do this. Does a 15.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, easily. I can't imagine this. That's a very high DC on that. All right, so this thing's like getting ready to like crush you, and you're like, whoa, to the side.
And then I cut one of the other lizard folk. I'm going to swing at the other lizard folk with my second attack.
All right.
19.
Oh, yeah.
Is going to take 17 psychic damage.
Okay, so that is this one. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing just like shrieks. It sees no blood, but it's like wincing in agony from
It
that.
feels like I hit him with a real blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kivish.
All right, so this troll is definitely very dead and doesn't need any more acid damage to ensure that it's.
Oh, it's super dead.
I don't know. Do you want to clod up some more to make sure?
Not if there are more lizard folk to be fought in the area.
There are
2 on each of you, I thought.
2. There's 3, right? Hold on, let's see. Okay, there's actually 2. Yeah, there are 2 lizard folk flanking you.
Perfect. So it's time
which I just cut.
primal
Yeah.
savagery then.
Might be able to finish off the one I just slashed.
Will a 17.
Yeah,
spell it?
17 hits.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. That is a mighty, powerful, intense, devastating 3 damage.
All right, so that was that one. It still stands. Quite wounded. I'm not sure what you really see. A lot of it was psychic damage, but he's like his breath is coming ragged. Maybe there's a little blood trickling out.
I did just punch him in the face with my weird misshapen acid claw hand, but
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking of the other spell. I was
that did
thinking.
the least of the damage so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troll stays down.
Come on,
Yeah.
Spectre. Come on, Spectre.
Right.
No leader has to go first.
Yeah. Yep. The commander is going to take his turn.
Hydra Commander. There's this nice bubble of darkness you could take cover in.
isn't there?
I think they should all have to make wisdom saves to avoid just uncontrollably deciding to attack the darkness.
Well, only Lykarr has magic missile, probably.
That's true. That's true.
I do not.
Only you
Oh!
could take magic missile. I'll put it that way.
I don't know. One of these lizard folk could be a wizard. I know that.
We all pull out wands of magic missile and start spamming it, at the darkness. Oh god.
He could,
Lykarr.
in fact, be a character.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Woohoo. 6.
That is not a success. All right, this is an attack with advantage against you. 17 to hit.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You take 4 piercing damage. I'm going to describe it, but just bear with me. He didn't see it. 4 piercing damage. And make a Constitution saving throw against poison.
Low dart.
17.
That is a success. You take 2 points of poison damage. And no other effect. All right, so the commander guy kind of crept up out of the water with a short bow. He got you, but you defended off. You staved off the worst of it. He goes back under the water. Spectre
Comes for the guy. Let's send him after Lykarr's guys. So he comes for one of the ones on you, Lykarr. There are still guys on Lykarr.
There are two lizard folk flanking Lykarr. One of which is the one that I think it was you that struck. One of them has been damaged already.
Okay. Question, I assume this is out in the sun, so he's going to take disadvantage.
Here it is. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Does a 13?
Does not. The lizard folk evades the wispy touch of the specter. Ah! And the lizard folk retaliate with their own attacks.
Come after the specter, yeah.
Yeah.
Hero.
That specter has been wreaking havoc this whole fight.
I feel like he's the threat. Like, you've got Lykarr, and then you've got this horrific lizard specter.
Well, this is last stand, Battle of Adders Tor, the fall of the Hydra clan here. What will they be doing? All right. Okay, this is going to be flanking attacks from 2 at Lykarr. 20?
Don't you ignore my specter.
9, I'm sure that's a miss.
Yeah.
19.
Yep.
And 19.
Yep.
Okay. You're bashed, you're bitten, you get spiked.
Tried to tell us I'm sorry.
Not your finest moment here, but you've already done so much damage. Okay, 17 total.
Okay.
Still up?
Yeah, I had 25, so 25 and 17.
8.
All right. Means you get your turn, though, which is
Kivish, you as well are beset upon in with these foes, swiveling around, getting you into a disadvantageous flanking position.
Wait, one doesn't want to come for me?
Critical hit!
Or not? All right.
Alas, the simple lizard folk are terrified of the ghost warlock.
Oh, can't wait till I get my adamantine armor to
16?
get those crits.
16? Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. 20 and 13. All right, so a critical hit and 1 standard hit. Okay. 10, 15, 20 damage.
20.
They're spitting curses at you all. Lykarr can kind of make it out, and they say some standard things, like it shouldn't die. But one of the curses is interesting. It says one of them says, "Kashabek will feast upon your bones."
Kashabek. Let me see if I know that.
Okay.
That could be.
Lykarr.
Checking my notes. The Black Dragon.
Lykarr is not doing so good.
Remember a black dragon named Keshabek?
No, it wasn't the Black Dragon.
Okay.
Correct.
Bexavar is the black.
I think I'm going to well, it's not like I said, I excel at hand-to-hand combat.
Now, I have a question. I don't mean to interrupt your turn. Is this okay if I say something, Esper?
Mhm.
What,
Yeah.
Like the tower is right there.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
The
It's real
door.
close.
You could get inside and close the door, maybe, and save yourself. I don't know.
Well, I can't. I'm just going to try and do. I know it's going to be with disadvantage because it's point blank. I'm probably going to just try and hit him with the acid splash.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
Okay.
Acid Splash, they have to make a save?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Dexterity saving throw.
So you don't have disadvantage. It's only attack rolls that take disadvantage.
Okay.
Going for that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got my dagger. Other than that, it's
Failure, 7.
So full damage.
okay. Is there anybody within? If they're two are within 5 feet of each other, it'll get 2.
Yeah, probably one of them on flanking Kivish is within 5 feet. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
13.
14's my DC. Okay, so they take 2d6.
Okay.
4, 8.
You have slain one of the lizard folk that is assaulting Kivish. And the other one, the main target, the one next to you, is badly wounded now.
Okay, I'm going to use my, I think it's called Tempestuous Magic. After I cast it, I don't know if it has to be a first level spell or not. I can rise up into the air 10 feet on like a wind. Oh, wrong book.
Magic.
Let me just look it up online.
I can tell you if you'll just give me one quick moment. I'm right there.
I think I
Heart of the Storm.
Yeah.
Starting at first level, you can use a bonus action on your turn to cause whirling gusts of elemental air to briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell first level or higher.
First level or higher, not a
Okay,
cantrip.
so that's not going to work. Okay. It was worth a
Sorry, bud.
shot to try and get up in the air a little bit.
Yeah, no, it would have.
Huh.
given you
That's
time.
interesting, and I've never seen you use that.
Either.
Huh. That
I
is
haven't
neat.
had to try and
It's only
get away.
10 feet movement, so yeah.
Yeah. But hey, it's 10 feet flying that does not provoke opportunity attacks as a bonus action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
it is
Yeah.
pretty cool, but it's got to be
Especially
first
because-
level.
Minor mobility, but still neat for what it is.
Well, I mean, what it can do is it'll move you out of their threat range, and then you can use your full movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sort of reminds me of Udgen and the Old Woman of the Mountain. He had like these wind spells, and he'd like do these big leaps and attack with his great sword. Well, let's move along. What was it? Lykarr Noxiqual.
Excellent. So there's only
There are
I'll shout at
3
the
of them standing. 2 are flanking Lykarr, one of which is badly hurt, and then there's 1 fighting Kivish.
Lykarr looks the worst between the 2, most likely, I assume.
I would assume that's the case.
I shout at my Spectre to go after the one in the water, because I know he won't have disadvantage in the water, so the Spectre, basically I order him after the leader,
Okay.
and then I'm going after the ones on Lykarr.
Okay.
So first attack, let's try and finish off the one that's badly wounded. Does a 15 hit?
Yep, you got him.
Oh, dropped it on the floor, but I see a 7 and 8. Okay, so that is going to be 23 psychic damage. Just slice through him and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, you slash through him. Like blood like spurts out of his ears. His eyeballs just like fry out to like a white color, falls over foaming at the mouth.
So it's a downward chop through him,
Yeah.
and then I just turn it into a full spin and come back up in the other direction onto the other one, which I hit him with a 25.
Yeah, if it's in the 20s, you're easily hitting.
Just wanted to let you know the number.
Yeah. A deft strike.
Yeah. Let's see. That is going to be 20 psychic damage on him.
20.
Yep.
Whew. All right, where are we at? Him.
My base damage just gets insane when I do that Shadow Blade.
Awesome. You have left that one gravely wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Kivish.
All right, so now there's only one fighter.
Yeah, you've got a lizard folk. He's bit you. He's spiked you. He's whacked you. He's spitting curses in some strange language.
And it says, what kind of condition-
Oh yeah. I also tell that last guy, open up.
It says what kind of condition the one's attacking Kivish now?
He has not been struck.
Okay.
Unscathed.
I am going to pick up my hit point and run away with it and disengage.
Disengage. Wow. You're even worse off. Jeez. Hopefully you can heal yourself.
I mean, the troll did 24, and then that crit did 20. So
I'll cover for you. Go inside the building. I'll stand between you and him. Yeah.
Are you going inside the guard tower?
Yeah. Total cover.
All right. So Kivish takes a defensive maneuver, runs in there. Are you shutting the door?
It's not a retreat. It's just one of those tactical advancements to the rear you hear about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it open a crack just so I can shoot a spell if
Yeah.
need be.
It's a heavy door, so it probably takes like 10 feet of your movement just to get it closed. But you're close enough to the entrance. Yeah, that makes sense to me. You're close enough to the entrance, so you get over there. Oh, and maybe just a little slice of a dwarven eye. All right, that was Kivish. Okay, now it is the commander.
Hydra commander.
Hydra commander. His pathetic battle strategy, which really amounted to go get them, or else I'm gonna flay you.
Throw everything at them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just reminded of. Have you seen Serenity, the movie?
I have not.
Oh geez, I can't even make this reference where he's just like, shoot them, shoot everything, and like they just start shooting missiles everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, essentially amounted to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe someone else in the chat will get that
That's a
reference.
classic sci-fi movie. Can't believe you haven't seen that one.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Light.
I haven't seen
You
it.
make me feel better that someone here gets the reference.
What are those bad guys called? The Reavers?
Reavers. Yeah. And they just come flying out of the smog. Yeah.
Didn't they have a TV show too?
It did have a TV show that was canceled, and the movie is the conclusion to the TV show
Well, it is
that it
related
never
to
got to have.
Okay,
it
so the
is
movie
related
came
to
afterwards.
That's correct. The movie was
Okay.
made because the fans
Oh, okay, that's right.
wanted a conclusion, essentially.
Huh.
Well, at least they did that.
Yeah.
So there's a specter that you command, and you have commanded it to pursue the
Cobra Commander. Hydra Commander.
the Hydra commander. Yep, the elite Hydra warrior, or it's like an elite Hydra ranger, basically, is what he is.
Yes.
Now this thing swam off and it tried to hide, but its stealth check was not high enough to even against the specter's passive perception. He got a little ways away, but your specter is real fast. It's a fly speed of 60, is it not?
50 feet.
50. Okay, so with a dash, it can get adjacent to the commander.
Dives into the water and swims right up to him. Yep. We'll do that.
All right. That's going to bring us over to lizard folk. Well, there's not many of them left at all.
There's two that I can remind. Maybe three?
A few rounds back there were two that got away in the water, but they've been swimming for a while. Standing here immediately with you, there's one gravely wounded, fighting the Lykarr. It's just gonna go down till the end. It's fighting to the end. Lykarr to hit 13 and 9.
Oh no, my armor class is 14.
Yes.
And then there is the one that was fighting Kivish.
He's got to come through me.
Yeah, he'll fight Noxiqual.
Come at me.
8 and 9.
Nope. Noxiqual just parries each attack. Like, I do it just so like I how outclassed he is, you know.
Lykarr, this is to you. You have a lizard folk swiping at you, snapping, spitting and cursing.
I've got a
Well, I think I'll just. He's almost dead. Maybe I'll try and stick him with my dagger.
do it.
Okay.
Crit it.
Yeah. And after that, I'm gonna go try and find my liver that's on the ground somewhere.
Just search around for that liver.
I have my liver back. 13.
13 is a block.
Crap.
It's close though.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay. Noxiqual.
Noxiqual's gonna slash the one on Lykarr, trying to get him off Lykarr so Lykarr can, not have to worry about falling over dead.
Okay.
That's gonna miss. It's only a 13.
13 is miss. Yep.
I'm gonna do it again though.
Okay.
That is not a miss. That's a 21.
Certainly a hit.
Certainly it's gonna kill him, but just so you know by how much, 17 psychic damage.
Very, very dead.
So
Wow.
imagine like there's this smoke coming out of the hilt of my blade that like trails like a blade, and so I'm slashing him with that, and then he like suddenly like dies. But every time I parry, the blade reforms to like parry, so it's like a really cool special effect. So I just had to get that out of my head. It seemed really cool.
No apologies necessary. We're going to move over to Noxiqual himself.
Oh shit! Wait.
Oh wait, sorry. Kivish.
Yes.
Kivish.
I was like, wait, that doesn't.
For some reason, I thought you were doing an opportunity attack, but that was actually your
and
turn.
I was confused for a moment. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Your effect was so awesome, you gained an additional turn. Wait, no, what? Kivish, you are not faring so well. You're inside the guard tower. You got a couple dead lizard folk on the ground behind you. You got the door.
I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot to cast Cure Wounds. I'm going to heal myself for a number equal to the number of dice I've thrown all around the room tonight. Which is like
I'm gonna grab
20.
a drink real quick. I'll be right.
I heal myself for 14. Alright. So now I have a majestic 15 instead of my singular lone hit point.
The druid has soothed his wounds. No longer does he feel the icy tendrils of death creeping up upon him. Okay, we have the commander ranger who now has a specter right on him. He's going to fight that specter. Okay, what the heck kind of attack can he make against a specter? Well, he's going to attack with his short sword. He just gets one attack. Yep. 20 to hit. I got the specter stats here. 20 to hit. All right. It has stabbed the specter with a short sword.
Yep, never say I'd fight fair, because the Spectre is so unfair.
9 piercing.
Reduced to, unless it's a magic weapon, it's reduced.
Nope.
So 4.
Okay. So it fights essentially with like a misty foe, and that is not nearly as effective as something that's not made out of spectral ectoplasm.
He actually got rid of the temporary hit points that I grant the Spectre.
Nice. Spectre's action now.
Spectre grasps at him, and he can see the other ranger. Perhaps they knew each other in life. They were both rangers, you know, and maybe he recognizes him as this guy comes for him. 20 unnatural.
Finn,
unnatural.
No! Why?
Unnatural 20, I assume, will be enough.
That is unnaturally accurate.
All right. That is a 12 necrotic damage. DC 10 con save if you want to do that for reducing his maximum hit points.
I think I will.
He's gonna okay. Yeah. Because I don't know if this guy might turn and run at some point and just make it escape.
Yeah, why not?
DC 10 con save, what you gonna do?
Oh, he got a 9.
Oh wow, so his maximum is reduced
so close,
by
no matter how far. All right, it is now the lizard folk. I guess I can't really consider it a folk, being it's the only one left. The lizard man, who is fighting Noxiqual.
Come at me.
He's just going to fight till his dying breath. You have slaughtered his foes. He's been maddened by battle rage and by terror.
I spin my sword like confusingly in front of him.
21 and 9.
The 21 will hit. Parry the 9.
7 spiky damage. Whap!
I will take my 7 damage. 1 second.
Lykarr.
Make a constitution or con save as well.
How far away is he from me? The lizard guy
vanishes.
The darkness dissipates.
Spells.
How far is that foe that's fighting Noxiqual from you? I don't know, 10, 15 feet away. It's pretty close.
Okay, I had a hard time keeping track of where everybody was in my head.
I've got it.
It's all obscure.
While you're the dungeon master.
I've got my map on my grid paper. I've got my imagination. We've got a little loosey-goosey fluidness with our tactics. But I think overall it's been
pretty solid.
Yeah, it's been solid.
Yeah, it's been. That's what I was worried that we would get overrun by.
I'm glad to do this stuff, Theater of the Mind, because if I was to do this on a map, it would probably limit it, because the map, you never do a map that's huge, and this area is really big.
In the Devil's, we'll talk about after, but the Devil's Den, you'd had a map, and yeah,
it works good for those, I think, dungeon rooms and such.
Encounters, yeah.
Hey, how about like Ray of Frost at the lizard guy?
Blast him.
Yeah. Okay.
Spell
20. No, 18.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so that's 2d8.
Nice.
So 4 and 5 is 9.
Nine cold damage.
All right. You riddle the lizard folk with icy blast. He is now scathed, and it is Noxiqual's action.
Lizardman still standing?
That he is.
I'll cut him down. Oh yeah, that's 27 to hit. That should do the trick. Oh yeah. 3 7s on the dice, so that's 27 damage.
Again, you have slain one of the lizardmen with Sombras.
Yep. And then, I mean, I had an extra attack. There are no other targets in range. So just let my Spectre keep going after that. Either I say, hey, Lykarr, get inside the tower. We'll take a
We'll take a long rest.
Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll scan for more targets. I get to the edge of the tower and cover Lykarr so he can get in the tower.
Okay. And Kivish, are you just holding the defensive there inside the guard post, inside the guard tower?
In taking a quick look outside the door, are there any still on the beach? Or
Nope.
All right, and it seems like there are probably some on the way.
Nope.
I'm looking. I don't see any.
Okay.
3 have fled. That would be the elite ranger and then the 2 standard warriors. The Spectre is fighting the ranger, and those other 2, who knows? They went way out into the bogs.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm
going to be back.
Move straight out of the greatest of Song of Ice and Fire fan fiction, and I'm going to Hodor for Kivish.
Hodor.
Hodor for Lykarr to come in.
Okay.
Hodor.
Let's go into the bog now. We've got this lizard folk ranger with his poison arrows and his short sword and his weird frog spirit chance, and he does not have turn undead nor radiant damage.
He could just pure damage it down if he gets lucky enough, I guess. It's got worse AC than he does.
He fights with his short sword. That's all he's really got.
I know, he could still, like, even though it's resistant, it's not.
I forgot his bite last turn. Oh well, whatever. Maybe he wasn't quite sure if he would be biting a Spectre thing. Yeah. He's in the water. They swim really well. They're fantastic swimmers.
Water is my point. Like, if he bites, wouldn't that open his mouth?
Say that again. I missed part of it.
Oh well, they don't breathe underwater, I thought. And so if he opens his mouth to bite, wouldn't that let the water in?
I mean, I'm sure it would get water in his mouth, but it's not the same as breathing it.
Okay, that's fair.
Fair. What are we doing? Short sword and then bite.
All right, come at me.
How do you fight a Spectre?
I know. You play 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. How you bite a Spectre?
It has a body of some sort.
How do Spectres and Wraiths get stopped by armor and shields?
Yeah.
It should go right through it, but whatever. He rolled pretty good. We have a 24 and a 17.
Both hit. All
okay.
Right. You might be able to take out the Spectre. I wouldn't be surprised.
14 damage. Halved would be 7.
Okay. Spectre's got 13 hit points. Spectre swings back at him. Does a 14 hit him?
14 is a narrow miss.
That's what I thought. No worries.
Okay, I guess he just has the one attack. Sorry. I'm so used to everyone doing multiple hits.
No, the Spectre just hits.
Yeah, the Spectre has death touch, and that's all it really needs. Lykarr.
Technically, he's an extension of my character, so he's not like supposed to have crazy abilities.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He's part of Noxiqual.
He's a low-level undead.
Mm-hmm. But he's been incredibly effective in this fight.
I
like the little moments where we zoom in on the Spectre, like murdering, life-draining lizardmen out in the bog. I mean, imagine that. It's pretty terrifying for them.
I love it. Especially during the daytime. Yeah.
Tell me what's going on with you three, because you're pretty far away from this Spectre duel.
I assume that they went back into the tower. I'm watching. I wanted to see what was going on with my Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see the Ranger and the Spectre fighting in the water?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the details are a bit hazy, but you see them out there. He's kind of splashing around and
within 120 feet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It would be probably 100, maybe 80 to 100 feet away.
Can I throw a Eldritch Blast to help my Spectre out?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna do that. Just gonna roll 2 dice for the Eldritch Blasts. Alright. 1 misses and 1 almost certainly hits with a 28.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so then a D10. 1 force damage.
Okay.
It's something, you know.
Hey, everything helps, right? Everything.
Yeah.
Well, every little bit helps. Yeah. Okay, that was Noxiqual. Kivish, Lykarr. You guys are just holding a defensive in there, right?
Yeah, heal the shit out.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my liver back in. So
you probably have a nice like lizard folk bite mark on your arm or on your shoulder or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here you're probably blocking yourself, and it's snap. You got some teeth marks in your forearm.
I have to say, I love fights like this, Esper, where it's like tactical, like you're outnumbered so much, but they're weaker. You have to think tactically, or you'll lose. So.
Absolutely, and the positioning and terrain has played in heavily on this fight. Distances, spells, yeah.
There's been elevation, but elevation is another one of those things that like.
Yes, I use elevation quite a bit. I guess kind of the water is sort of an elevation element in this.
Yeah.
Let's check in on the brutal slugfest in the water.
So
I have a question, Esper. I don't mean to like derail this, but what happened to those crocodile, alligator, whatever's?
So the crocodiles did not come up out of the bog.
Okay.
And you haven't seen them. The last you saw them is like
curious.
Like before the encounter took place.
Yeah, I was just curious if they scattered and panicked when the lizardmen panicked. So, yeah.
You're thinking that might be what happened.
That makes sense. Well, that worked even better than I hoped because a couple, animal companions would have given them more attacks and such.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sorry. Did he attack me yet?
The Ranger is biting and stabbing at the ghostly foe. 14 and 21.
Both hit. It's going to reduce the damage by half, so it's not going to kill him this turn.
13.
Reduced in half
comes
is 6.
To 6. Mm-hmm.
Yep, so he's down to 7 hit points. Okay. He swings back. That's going to hit. 26. So.
Yep.
3, 6. 10 necrotic damage, DC 10 con save if you want to make it from his map.
Oh, natural 1 on the saving throw.
Down to
he's still alive. He's still fighting, but he looks like he's he's not faring quite so well.
I'll throw my Eldritch Blast at him again, unless he's going to make a run for it. Well, it's not his turn, so he can't.
Go for it.
Both of those should hit. Unnatural 20 and then higher than unnatural 20. 1, 2. Come on, more than a 1 on these dice now. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. One of them's a 1, one's a 6, so that's 7 force damage. Yeah, I might just have to get
send black shards through the air, slash him right across his face. He falls back, splashing into the water, with your specter like drawing the last bits of energy from his body. Glub, glub, glub.
Excellent.
And only the sounds of buzzing horseflies remain.
Can the specter drag him out?
Mm-hmm.
I know it has a strength score. It just has a very weak strength score.
After, a moment here, emerging out of the muck and the bog is your ghostly servitor hauling the body of its former commander or former, higher in command at least.
Yep.
Why did you make me do this? I have shamed my people.
Your people are no more. You bring shame to the whole clan. Now silence. And I search the body really quick just to see if there's anything of value on the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
All right,
keys.
so you search over the leader, or at least the leader in this encounter.
Yes.
You find an interesting satchel, which looks to be made out of some sort of bladder, which is not really that odd of a thing. People, in the world use animal bladders for containers. There's some kind of foul, slimy goop, a little bit of it inside of there. Yeah, looks like it might not be so nice to be struck with a thing coated in this.
I'm going to keep it tied up and sealed for now, but I will take it with me. Do you have a name for the poison, or
just note it as lizard folk poison or lizard folk ranger poison?
Will do.
And we'll note 1 dose left. I roll a d4. That's all we got.
Fine.
1 dose left. Let's see. In a pouch on him, you find 15 gold coins minted at Norgal's Rock.
With 15 gold coins?
Yeah.
All right. Yoink.
That's probably it.
Green scales, no doubt.
So I'm going to go check on my companions and see how you guys are doing. How you guys doing?
So I'm gonna burn all my Balm of the Summer Court now. 3 for Lykarr and 2 for myself. And so that's gonna heal Lykarr for a whopping fantabulous. Actually, that's pretty good. That's gonna be 12 plus 3 temporary hit points. And then for myself, it's going to be 8 and 2 temporary hit points.
You soothe your wounds with your Summer Fey Court healing balm, and oh, sweet relief. But minor are your injuries compared to the devastation, the wake of destruction that you all left here at the settlement of Adders Tor.
20 bodies out there.
A good 1/3 of the huts and walkways are on fire as we speak.
Can I I get
you
guys?
You each have achieved 2 milestones, by the way.
Oh, heck yes! Come on, please, let that be enough.
For you, I think it
Okay, so if I'm at 9, does that put me
No.
to 1 on the next level?
9.5.
Yeah, if you want, just go ahead and change your 9 to a 1.
Okay.
Esper, I'm at 9.5. It's like you knew.
So
amount.
Lykarr is still level 6 then.
No, Lykarr should totally.
No, I was a little behind Kivish because I think he had a.
I had 9.5. I ended up at the end of last session with a half. So you leveled up last session.
Yeah, like Kivish.
I thought he got leveled up.
Kivish gained his level after that long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have 2.5 now, so Lykarr should have 2.
Just assume that you didn't level up last time. Like, you forgot to, Lykarr, but you should have. So, just, you'll level up the next time.
Oh, I should have 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, like I said, on my old paper thing, I had so many scratch outs and cross offs and eraser marks.
Set it to 2, and you're level 7 now.
Yep.
All right. So the last long rest, Kivish and Lykarr both gained a level.
Should have.
Yeah. So you just didn't remember, but whatever. You can do that in between now and in the next session.
So, here's what I'd like to do. Are you guys too exhausted to continue? Because the fire. I'm worried about the fires consuming the prisoners.
Yeah, I was actually just looking through my spell list to see what kind of like.
I'm gonna go.
You don't see any way that fire could affect the
because of the cliff and the barracks is up top. Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, there's some vegetation on the Tor, but it's scattered. It's largely rock and earth, and the steps go up. Then there's the landing, and then there's the barracks and the captain's quarters.
Yeah, no, I didn't understand how it was set up. But yeah, we should take, like, if it's not going to affect them, and there's no one else in the other huts, obviously they'd be coming out screaming fire, fire, right now.
During the chaos at the beginning of the battle, some of the non-combatants fled.
Well, then I suggest that we bar the door here and use it as a resting place. It would take a troll to take down that door, and if a troll comes, well, we're going to need our rest.
Very well. The party shuts the door, puts the bar on, and which floor would you like to take your repose?
I say on this floor. Well, we should have someone watch all the entrances. One down here, maybe one up top. I'll go up top, maybe.
Well, I mean, is there anything else like of note if we have a significant amount of time to like inspect stuff? This seems like it could be something.
You're not sure where Ogren or Chamger are, what their condition is.
I was gonna suggest a short rest, unless you guys really need that long. I'm hoping that. Would be nice. What's that?
Long rest would be nice, but
it would be. But do you absolutely need it to continue?
Actually, wait. Do all my spells recharge even on a short rest?
Long rest.
Okay.
As a wizard, I know Lykarr can recharge some of his spell slots.
He's a sorcerer, but he can use sorcery points to recover some spell slots.
That's fair. In that case, I'm gonna take a short rest, and then I will scout things out, if nothing else. But I mean, I'd like you guys to feel comfortable coming with me. But if not, I will take my Spectre and we'll go check it out.
No, I'll go. I'm fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's take a short rest to heal ourselves first, though, because we could, catch our breath. Not necessarily heal our physical wounds, but you know how it is. So I would like to.
Yes, you're able to do so. 1 hour.
Yep, short rest.
Yeah.
And then I will.
My hit dice to heal.
1 hit die, healed 5 hit points. Second hit die, healed 11. 1 more to top myself off since I'm still down 6. Yep, that heals me. Well, gets me back to my maximum, I should say. I get my 2 spell slots back, which is nice. Alright. I'm as ready to go as I can be.
Now, remind me again for the last time, because I'm going to write it down, the Morpheus' Blessing of Wound Closure. That does what for healing?
When you spend hit dice, you gain double the amount.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well,
Yes,
that's cool.
you feel the blessing of Morpheus upon you.
So yeah, I'm at full now.
Well, here's my question: Are we going to continue? Because we're basically at time now, and this seems like a really good pausing point. After the battle, you're taking a rest. You have a little reprieve. You've just slaughtered the majority of their forces and scattered the rest. The village is burning, but
I'm also fine with continuing if you guys really feel it. But I know, Dennis, you're always you can always use the sleep.
If you want to call it here, that's fine.
I think this is a good pausing point because I think anything else we get into is going to lead into longer
stuff,
into longer play. So let's put the pause here. The party has taken a short rest, and wow, all on assault on Adders Tor, and you all emerged victorious.
Well, like I said, we used good tactics and good spells.
You used good tactics, and they used questionable tactics.
Which every military leader will tell you you have to take advantage. You can't assume that the enemy is going to do that. Like, I assumed my whole plan was they would start getting hit with our attacks and retreat back to their fortress. And then
that sounds like a better idea, doesn't it? I rolled on the tactics of the commander guy here, and I got like a natural 3, you know.
Yeah. And so I was like, that was what I was expecting, and we'd have a long range battle of us slowly advancing with them trying to get us, and then my Spectre just grabbing whatever attacks he could, to weaken them.
Know your own strength and know your enemy's weakness. Try to use your own strength and try to exploit your enemy's weakness.
I was expecting that to be drawn out over it wouldn't even end by the end of the session because of how long the combat would go on.
It certainly could have. Yeah.
But the all-out attack made things.
The leaders were a troll and a lizard ranger with an intelligence score of 8.
Oh, geez.
The tactic roll was about as low as you could get, so.
Wow.
Well, that said, I do anticipate we probably do have to go check out what the inside of the Tor is like.
What I was going to say was, this being the stopping point, it may be a good time for you to consider how to work in a new player, as we're probably going to have a new player with us next time.
Yes, we might have a new player, and we might be playing at an earlier time. To be advised.
The time we'll figure that out. Mainly, I'm just thinking about story-wise. You can either work them in.
I have a great intro for another character. It wouldn't work for every single type of character, but for a good few different types of characters, then it would be a really cool intro. So let's see. We'll just
All right, so long as it's not like he falls out of the sky, because I've had that literally happen in the game, where the DM just dropped you out of the sky, and it's like, okay, this makes no sense.
You wake up after your long rest, and your other party member is just there.
Yeah, it's like you had a dream.
Oh God! Whew! That was a big battle yesterday, wasn't it, guys? Who the hell are you?
Now, to be fair, there was a story that I played in.
Oh, no, you heard a knock on the door. Swamp pizza. We killed the guys that ordered it takes days for the pizza guy to get there.
Not there in 30 days. We get it.
Kivish looks over at Dave. Wait, who's Dave? I told you about Dave. He's the guy who's been here this whole time. I told you he wasn't a figment of my imagination. I told you he was real. It's not just my imaginary friend.
Okay, so we'll put a pause on things there. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had a good time at this wild lizardman battle, and we'll catch you probably here in a couple weeks on the next chapter. See you later.
Good night.